This is Free Talk Live. We are launching into the second hour of the program. It's the live Saturday edition. We'll take your calls about anything, though focusing tonight on the D.C. disgusting situation that developed this afternoon. We'll tell you more about that in a moment. 800-259-9231 is the number here. You can call in, you can get on the air and bring up anything you'd like. That's why we call it Free Talk Live. Also, you can join us on our website at freetalklive.com, where you get to control the content of the site, all kinds of different features there. But the main one actually allows you to submit different things from around the web. Others vote on them. The most voted up make it to the front and the top of the website over at freetalklive.com. Today, at around noon, high noon, at the Jefferson Memorial in Washington, D.C. About a dozen activists or so, maybe more. We'll get a more accurate count here from Adam in a moment. But they gathered to engage in a little bit of a protest, dancing. Because recently a judge, a man wearing a robe, decided that it was completely within the park rangers' rights to pretty much stop you from doing anything they don't like. If they don't want you there dancing at the Jefferson Memorial, it's completely legal for them to arrest you for it. So they came over and they threatened these folks, and they stopped them from dancing. They weren't dancing in any kind of a dangerous manner. They were just enjoying themselves and having a good time, and the cops decided to rain on their parade by arresting them, and in one man's case, body slamming him to the ground. They also made sure to kick as much of the media out. In fact, they kicked everybody out from the Jefferson Memorial that was there at that time, including everybody with a video camera. And luckily, Adam Kokesh was there, and he was one of the many folks that had brought some cameras along. In fact, you are the host of Adam versus the Man on RT, which is a nightly television program. I believe it's a half an hour long per night that starts at 7 o'clock Eastern on RT. And welcome back to the show, Adam.
Thank you very much. But, I have to, if I may, just correct something in your account of today's event.
Please.
Because if you watch the video, it clearly demonstrates that I can't dance.
I was amused by the dancing, but I was not amused by what they did to you. They slammed you to the ground, and who knows what happened off camera. But
I saw the choke. The guy choked you with both hands on your neck.
Yes, I was. There actually was a moment there. I was a little bit concerned because he did have me in a proper blood choke, and it was a little disturbing. But it's amazing the response, and that people are really getting the message out of what we were trying to do. And we were there. I mean, we were there to have fun and to make a point, and we succeeded. And we're very happy that that people are being inspired by this and taking up the cause and saying, "This is I'm looking at this picture on my Facebook page that someone just put together, and it's got Thomas Jefferson, epic fail." And I wish I could tell you that there was something at the end of the story that you missed, that the statue of Thomas Jefferson came to life and leaned over and then shot lasers at his eyes out of the cops or something, but it didn't go down that way. It was the arrest process was a cite and release after that. I mean, after what you see on the video, we were. I guess if you want, I can give you a little bit of the background of how it came together.
Well, certainly. I mean, for our listeners that maybe are just tuning in, this actually all started back in 2008 when a young lady was arrested for celebrating Jefferson's birthday by silently dancing with her headphones in. And she went to court, and the court decided that it was A-OK for her to be arrested for that, because they can do whatever they want to you. You are their serfs, and they'll treat you however they want. And so then there was this this protest that was scheduled today by Ed and some of the other guys down there in D.C.
Well, it was because after the appeal, the final judgment, that it was acceptable to make it illegal to dance, regardless of whether or not you have a legal definition for that. That came out just this past Monday, and this was an immediate reaction to that, to say, we're gonna stand up and disobey this in order to stand up for our rights. It
was heroic, and we've had a number of the folks on that were participating today over the last few days on the show talking about this and kind of promoting it. And I didn't think that they were going to do this. I thought they were going to do the smart thing and just let folks dance.
Yeah, that would have been the way to handle this.
I was surprised by this. Were you surprised?
We were joking about it afterwards. Like, if they had just stood around and watched us dance for like 5 minutes, we would have stopped and looked around and be like, well, what a bunch of dorks we are.
Yep.
And that would have been the end of it, and we would have walked away.
Yep.
But this event, credit for this event really belongs to Jared Denman and Eddie Dickey, who were there, who got arrested with me. And I invited Medea Benjamin from Code Pink, and she showed up with a friend. And if you watch the beginning of any of the videos of this, the way that they got arrested was really absurd because there were actually
those are the folks that were slow dancing, right?
That were ready to dance, and the cops come over, and we were kind of waiting to get other people show up. It wasn't like specifically planned as like a timed flash mob or anything like that. But people were coming in, and we were just kind of congregating in the corner just loosely. And they came over and they said, "Who's your leader?"
Who's your leader?
Typical.
Thomas Jefferson, obviously.
Yeah.
And they all, got a little frustrated at that. And Medea and her friend Tiger Berry were standing behind this guy when he was, we had the cameras on him, and he said, "Look, if you dance, you're going to be arrested. If you're demonstrating, you're going to be arrested."
Mm-hmm.
And then he started backing up into them like it was intentional. It's really strange. You can see all this in the video.
Yeah, and by the way, the video is going to be up later, I'm sure, over at adamversustheman.com.
Yep.
It's also right now up at freekeen.com, so folks can go see it. It's absolutely outrageous. The cop comes up to these folks slow dancing. He pulls them apart and really just tells them, no dancing.
Yeah, well, slow dancing is even an exaggeration for what they were doing. And I can tell you, I was talking to Medea. She honestly was not planning on getting arrested. I mean, she thought she'd come and do a little dancing and have some fun and be a part of it because it's the kind of thing that, Code Pink is really, really good about. They stand up for freedom of speech. And they were, like, rocking back and forth, and they kissed once. And then this cop comes and says, like, break it up.
Yep, it's so...
Okay, I'm stopping. Like, she really was trying
to not get arrested. It's so outrageous. And you can stick with us. I know are you willing to take some questions here from perhaps folks in the audience?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Right. So 800-259-9231, the SACL CAI toll-free line. There are a lot of people that are on hold. They've been waiting since the last hour to talk about this. I'm going to have the board operator check in with those folks, see if they've got questions specifically for you. You were there. I mean, it's great to have you here to talk about this because other people were arrested. Almost half a dozen folks were arrested today. How many of them are still in jail?
Oh, no, we were all handled on site and release. And, that's one of the really amazing things about what happened today and the power of the Internet, because as soon as it was, we were live streaming the event, and there were only like 20 people watching the actual live stream of the event. And as soon as we got arrested, someone put up a video. What was his name? Sorry, right here, your friend from San Antonio. Yeah, Matthew Medina. Matthew Medina from We Are Change San Antonio posted a video right away for an impromptu call bomb for people to call into the police department. And nice. I was even playing games. These questions that you're asking in order for my site and release are inappropriate. And they put me back in the cell, and they were like, "Can we give you another chance now?" And so they dragged me out again to go talk to the woman behind the desk and everything, because they were getting bombarded with calls, and it was really amazing that support was there instantly for us. I mean, it felt really good. Before we even got to this video was instantly uploaded. Before we got to the station, they were getting calls from people saying, "Let him out." So,
outstanding.
If I had really been a stick in the mud and wanted to stay for the weekend, and get arraigned on Tuesday morning, I could have. But
there's nothing wrong with getting out of jail. I mean, I don't blame anybody for that, but it's amazing that the activists turning out like that. That's one of the things that social media, I think, has really changed about the liberty activism movement.
Well, here's the thing: is that we've decided that because there's been so much support for this, this outpouring of support, this enthusiasm for what we were doing and wanting to be a part, because we were having fun. That was the thing, is we were really having fun making our point, and even the bumps and bruises through that, it was still really fun. And a lot of people want to join. So we're saying that we're going to be back there next Saturday at noon, and you don't have to be dancing to get arrested. You don't have to be inside the memorial. You can stay outside and dance on the steps.
That's the way you win this one. I'm afraid that they've upped the ante now, and that's the only way for you guys to win is to go back week after week and dance. Yep. And at some point, they're going to get sick of it.
Well, I hope that you can double your numbers next time, too. I mean, if you can get more people dancing the second time, then it's a win. If fewer people show up, I don't know, then they're probably just going to crack some heads. I'll tell you what, stick with us. Adam, we're going to take some calls with Adam Kokesh here, adamversustheman.com. His website, 800-259-9231. He was the guy that got body slammed in the video that you can see over at freekeen.com. Yeah, exactly right. We'll continue here with your calls for Adam, and then your calls and your thoughts about whatever you want. 800-259-9231. Hey, welcome to America.